Hello, and welcome to Chabot News for September 19th, 2024. My name is Evan Neto, and today we'll be covering the Mexican Independence Day celebration, a car accident that took the life of a beloved grandmother, and housing for Hayward residents. In entertainment news, Enrique Peña Ponce has information about Persona 3, the video game series. And in sports news, Jaden Gomez has the latest updates on Tyreek Hill being stopped by police officers right before kickoff. All that and more coming up in today's edition of Chabot News. Habitat for Humanity East Bay/Silicon Valley had a groundbreaking ceremony to celebrate their new residential development. This new development, called Sequoia Grove, will provide residences for 10 families, with the building being a mix of townhomes, duplexes, and triplexes. The construction of Sequoia Grove will have a heavy focus on sustainability. It'll have universal EV charging, heat pump systems, and battery backup storage. Habitat for Humanity brings more housing into the neighborhood. Habitat for Humanity bringing more housing into the neighborhood will continue to ensure that families in need will be taken care of. This new development will be located on West A Street. The city of Hayward has chosen to honor Mexican Independence Day in the biggest way possible. La Alianza de Hayward brought out all the stops for the Mexican Independence Day celebration on Saturday, September 14th. The event took place on B Street in Hayward and was held from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. A car show, mariachi music, and baile folklorico were just some of the activities that occurred. Although the celebration happened on the 14th, Mexican Independence Day was on the 16th. And now, for entertainment news, we have some information from Enrique Peña Ponce that all you video gamers will love to hear. Take it away, Enrique.
Thanks, Evan. The Persona series' latest entry, Persona 3 Reload, has received its story expansion. Episode Igus, The Answer, a remake of the epilogue from Persona 3 Fez, featuring new quality of life changes, but before you play the expansion, you have to play the main story first. Persona 3 Reload is a remake of the original PS2 game released in 2006. Reload features a modern way to experience the story of Persona 3 on modern consoles and PC. I'll provide a quick synopsis of the story for those who might want to try it. Would you believe me if there was a hidden hour between one day and the next called the Dark Hour? You wouldn't believe me, right? You and the Specialized Extracurricular Execution Squad, or CEASE, must fight shadows to find out more about this mysterious hour and how to end it with your personas. You must also balance school life and bonds with others during the game, so be sure to hang out with some of the social links. Be sure to check the game sometime soon. That's all for entertainment news. I'm Enrique Peña Ponce. Now back to you, Evan.
Thanks, Enrique. A 70-year-old grandmother visiting family in Washington State was killed by a driver trying to get away from the police. The Thurston County Sheriff says a 33-year-old Seattle woman driving a stolen car refused to pull over when she struck a vehicle head-on. Deborah Horn talked to the victim's sons, who are devastated and angry.
Yeah, I mean, it's really upsetting why that person is out on the streets is very surprising, to say the least.
It is easy to hear the anger in Greg Munna's voice just hours after his 70-year-old mother, newly arrived in Olympia to celebrate her last surviving sister's birthday, killed by a Seattle driver with a long rap sheet while fleeing local police.
It's like, what are we going to do about changing the policies to make sure that known criminals are behind bars and can't impact the lives of innocent people?
The driver, identified by Washington State Patrol as 33-year-old Nicole Romanoff, was initially accused of approaching residents in East Lacey asking for fentanyl. When a resident asked her to leave, Romanoff allegedly accelerated toward him, forcing him to run to safety. Thurston County Sheriff's deputies figured out the SUV was stolen out of King County. Then a deputy spotted Romanoff driving the wrong way on Pacific Avenue Southeast in Olympia. Bruce Clark had just turned from Phones Road southeast onto Pacific.
And I didn't get very far before this big car just came barreling across the line. I thought it was trying to turn left in front of traffic to go into the taco time or whatever it is on the corner, but no, it straightened up and just plowed right into us head on.
He and his wife both suffered broken vertebrae. 3 of his wife's ribs are broken too. His sister-in-law succumbed to her injuries. Romanoff appeared barely hurt.
Apparently she wasn't injured too much.
But in her wake, misery. Accused of killing a loving wife, mother of 2, grandmother of 4.
It's a pretty crushing blow and very hard news. It's just really tough to hear.
Thanks, Deborah. The Thurston County coroner says the autopsy was performed on Tuesday, September 17th. As for the suspect, Nicole Romanoff, she has a long rap sheet, and now she's being held for investigation on 8 charges, including vehicular homicide and second-degree murder. She should make her first court appearance Tuesday. The new CEO of Starbucks is vowing to bring the company back to its roots as a traditional coffee house, and it all starts with comfortable seating. On his second day as Starbucks chief, Brian Nichols said he plans to create an environment that encourages customers to stay for a while. Nichols said it starts with a new design which brings back comfortable seating, something that went away as the chain moved from a traditional sit-down coffee shop to a more to-go experience. These changes contributed to the company's decline in sales, along with high prices and lackluster food options. Most Starbucks customers now place orders on their phones and grab a drink from the counter. Mobile app and drive-thru orders make up more than 70% of sales at its approximately 9,500 U.S. locations. Nichols is Starbucks' 4th CEO in 2 years. He took the helm amid a slump in business and pressure from employees and investors. Nichols made so much headway that our reporter Diana Cabrera asked students across Chabot's campus what they thought about the new CEO taking charge. Take a look at this.
I think that's exciting that there's a new CEO, and yeah, it sounds fun. Maybe it'll bring it more of like a homey feel and make it more, just less of a big corporate. I've been avoiding it. I stopped going to Starbucks, but yeah, maybe they'll turn things around.
You have somebody who steps in who has the skills, the patience, and the sophisticated way of being a people's person and knowing what the community wants versus how their system's going to work in order to collaborate and everybody be happy. So I think it's going to work out.
I feel like the money should be addressed to talk about more issues, and honesty. It seems like a cheap cop-out as a way to bring other students in. I just find it quite funny is that there have been tons of protests about a certain Middle Eastern country that they're not talking about. So to them, to just spend more money on things to get more people in says quite a lot about them.
I mean, it's nice, right? I think it's nice for that. Yeah, I think we can be chill, right? We can be chilling there. I usually do drive-through, so I don't really know what's inside them, so I don't know. It should be okay. Definitely check it out for sure later. Yeah.
Thanks, Diana. Nicholas considered the restaurant industry's Mr. Fix-It, having engineered turnarounds at Chipotle and Taco Bell. Mercedes Kemp, the owner of Feathered Follies, says someone broke into her shop on the night of September 6th and stole her beloved pet birds, Tofu and Play-Doh. Tofu lived at Feathers Follies since 2010 and is worth an estimated $2,500. The East Bay SPCA in East Oakland is now working on repairs after their gate was rammed and a critical resource was stolen. The thieves broke into a side window and went directly into the room where the birds were. Kemp pointed out what she believed to be a handprint on Tofu's cage, as well as a single bloodied feather left behind on the ground. Kemp says she is working with the Concord Police Department to try and bring both Play-Doh and Tofu back home. And now we have Cole Wagner for this week's Top 5.
Thanks, Evan. This week I'll be going over my top 5 Oakland athletics of all time. The number 5 Oakland athletic on my list is the late, great Ray Fosse. Ray was not an all-star player, but he isn't on this list because of his baseball career. I chose him for his accomplishments as a broadcaster. For as long as I can remember, and long before that, Ray was the color commentator on TV and radio for the Athletics. He was a lovable, excitable commentator who wasn't afraid to speak his mind on air. He was nominated for a Ford C. Frick Award in 2004, and unfortunately, his 35-year broadcasting career came to an end in 2021 after succumbing to a years-long battle with cancer. Number 4 on my list is a more recent player in Oakland history, all-star third baseman Matt Chapman. Chapman played third base for the A's for 4 years. During that time, he earned 3 American League Gold Glove Awards and 2 Platinum Glove honors. In other words, if you hit a ball to Matt Chapman, it was basically a guaranteed out. In addition to having a reliable glove, he also had the speed and arm strength to make plays from anywhere on the field. I encourage you to look up his highlights because words don't do them justice. Reggie Jackson takes the number 3 spot in my top 5. Also known as Mr. October, Jackson played for the Athletics for 10 years and was a part of the 1973 and 74 championship teams during the golden era of A's baseball. Reggie hit 269 homers, drove in 776 runs, and slugged a whopping .496 while he played for Oakland, cementing him as one of the A's greatest offensive producers in the team's history. Jackson was a 6-time All-Star with the green and gold, making him among the best to ever wear the jersey, and in my opinion, one of the most stylish. My number 2 goes to another A's broadcaster, but this time for his unique accomplishment as a player. Dallas Braden threw the 19th perfect game in MLB history on Mother's Day, May 9th, 2010, against the Tampa Bay Rays. After the final pitch of his perfecto, the first thing he did was hug his grandma. I remember it clearly because on that day, I was watching the game with my grandma, who was the first person to introduce me to the sport of baseball and make me a dedicated A's fan for life. After his pitching career, he moved to the A's broadcast booth and continues to bring a fun intensity to the often bleak world of A's baseball. Without a doubt, my number 1 spot goes to Rickey Henderson. Raised in Oakland, Rickey played Major League Baseball for 25 years, 14 of which he spent with the Athletics. He holds the all-time record for most career stolen bases with 1,406. To put that into perspective, you would have to steal 57 bases a season, every season, for 25 years just to catch up to him. There's a reason they call him the Man of Steel. When Rickey first broke the career stolen base record, he leaned into the microphone after the game and said, "Today, I am the greatest of all time." He retired from Major League Baseball in 2003, and 21 years later, I'm here to remind you all that he was absolutely right. My name is Cole Wagner, and this has been my Top 5.
Thanks, Cole. A new limited series with a star-studded cast is based on an amazingly true story that, remarkably, helped set the course of modern-day Atlanta, Georgia. David Daniel has a look.
This Ali fight, the perfect puzzle. I'm putting together a party for Frank Moulton, the Black Godfather.
Kevin Hart and Taraji P. Henson are hustlers in 1970 Atlanta in Fight Night, the $1 Million Heist.
All of these cities have a personality because there was somebody that started the personality conversation.
Atlanta has pushed all their chips in. This will turn our little city into a major one.
It started on this night with the hope of this night being the big change behind what would come.
This opportunity that people in Atlanta took to put on this unsanctioned Muhammad Ali boxing match, which then attracted some of the biggest celebrities, but also some of the biggest gangsters from around the country who then got robbed in what is still to this day the biggest heist in Georgia history. Like, it's one of those you can't make up, you know what I mean?
You never know your true potential until you're backed into a corner.
Seeing the potential or feeling the potential of the energy of Atlanta that was going on at the time.
These men are killers.
Stealing from me.
A man in my position can't have that.
Samuel L. Jackson was an Atlanta college student when it all went down.
I did know some people who went to that party and got robbed. And stripped of their clothes and everything else.
To learn that this was real and this all happened, and then learn the collection of people that were in the room.
Because we have the 8 episodes, because it's a limited series, we can see the dark side and also the good side of each character.
And I'm very familiar with Ali and his history, but I was not familiar with this story.
Which just shows you, how it was working back at that time. And if this had been some other people that looked a different way, this would have been an incredibly huge story.
This land we standing on
belong to us.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Thanks, David. The first 3 episodes of Fight Night, the $1 Million Heist, premiered September 5th on Peacock, with new episodes premiering every Thursday through October 10th. And now we have sports news with our reporter, Jaden Gomez.
Thanks, Evan. Miami-Dade police have released body cam footage of Miami Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill's detainment on Sunday. Hill was driving near the stadium ahead of Dolphins' season opener against the Jacksonville Jaguars when he was pulled over. A police officer approaches Hill's car and knocks on the window. The officer tells him to keep his window down. Hill told him, "Give me my ticket, bro, so I can go. I'm going to be late. Do what you got to do," before rolling up the window.
Keep your window down. Keep your window down. I'm going to get you out of the car. As a matter of fact, get out of the car. Give me that. Get out of the car. Give me that. We'll break that window. Get out of the car. Get out of the car right now. We're not playing this game. Get out. 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 What part of that don't you understand? Hey, Drew, I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting arrested. I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting out, bro. God damn, twin. When we tell you to do something, you do it. You understand? I'm getting out. You understand? Not what you want, but what we tell you. You're a little confused. I'm getting out, bro. Too late. Too late. All right, bro. Take me to jail, bro. Do what you gotta do, bro. We are. We will. Good, bro. It is good. Hey, Drew. Hey. Don't worry about it. I hung up the phone. You stop crying, bro. Y'all. Don't move. Good. Bro, you beating on my window like you crazy. Just set him up.
Why y'all beating on my window like y'all crazy for? Damn, yo, bro, dude beating on my window like he crazy. I ain't do nothing, twin. Damn.
Hey, don't park there. Don't park there.
Hey. Hold on, bro. I just had surgery on my knee. bro. I just had surgery on my knee, bro.
I just heard you in your ears when we go there. Put your window down.
Chill, bro. Hey, Joe New, bro.
Back up.
Hey, call Drew. Hey, call Drew.
Hill's agent Drew Rosenau said the player received 2 moving violations. Hill said Monday he's still shell-shocked from the whole ordeal. Tyreek Hill's detainment was such a big, hot topic that our reporter Alan Sampson went out to interview people about the situation at hand. Here's what they had to say.
I don't watch too many sports, but from what I have seen on the video, it seemed like they used very excessive force.
Yeah, he was being a complete jerk, but the police did unnecessary roughness.
I'm a Miami Dolphins fan. Why did they lock my bro up? What did he do? He did nothing wrong. I'm gonna be honest with you. They did a bit too much here and there. I don't know what he did wrong, but I'm gonna be real with you. This was not right.
Thanks, Alan. Miami-Dade police say one of the officers involved in the incident has been reassigned to administrative duties while the internal investigation has conducted. Chabot football has secured their first win of the season in a dramatic fashion. The Chabot football team took on the Merced College Blue Devils on the Saturday in their first home game of the season. It was back and forth contest with both teams responding almost immediately with scoring plays of their own, but the Gladiators emerged victorious with a score of 28-27. Quarterback Nick Roish Harris connected with wide receiver Trayvon Newton on a 5-yard pass to open the scoring. Harris would pass for 301 yards total over the course of the game. Running back Damon Duran carried 2 Gladiator touchdowns over the line in the third and then another in the fourth quarter. Duran rushed 134 yards total for the game. Kicker Donovan Numeki was lights out, successfully scoring on all 4 extra point attempts. Defense was also on display as the Gladiators combined 4 sacks the day, the linebacker Henry Pohl being responsible for 2 of those. The Blue Devils kept the game close. However, they scored a touchdown to bring the game within 1 point with just 1 minute and 38 seconds left in the game. All signs pointed to a tie game at the end, the fourth, but the Gladiator defensive lineman, Jeremiah Fawney, had different ideas. He successfully blocked the Merced extra point attempt and securing the Chabot win with the home team crowd. Saturday's triumph marks the first win for the Gladiators in the last 12 games going back to last season. They look forward to the next game against Chabot College Seahawks this Saturday, September 21st. That wraps up sports news. I'm Jaden Gomez. Now back to you, Evan.
Thanks, Jaden. Friday the 13th may be considered unlucky for some, but not for those who love peanuts. That's because September 13th is National Peanut Day. Peanuts are actually legumes. That's the same food family as peas and beans, and they grow underground like potatoes. The peanut plant likely originated in South America, perhaps 3,500 years ago. George Washington Carver, a black scientist and inventor, paved the way in peanut research and encouraged farmers to grow them. Peanuts pack tons of protein, are high in antioxidants, and rich in magnesium, iron, and zinc. You can enjoy peanuts in desserts and savory dishes, and in its creamy form of peanut butter. Share your favorite kind on social media with the hashtag National Peanut Day. Peanuts aren't just good for making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches or for farming purposes, but also good enough to be recognized for an annual day of celebration. That's all for Chabot News this week. Thanks to all the students and staff in the Mass Communications Department here at Chabot College for making this production possible. You can watch us anytime online at youtube.com/ChabotTV. Stay tuned to KCTH Channel 27 on Comcast for more Chabot TV.